Hello, good morning to all. This is Darshan. Today I'm going to explain in brief about contractor selection in design bid build system. So this is the table of contents. Here I'm going to explain in brief about project delivery system and its types, and about DBB, and case study on how owner gonna select contractor in DBB. So next is introduction. Project delivery system. It is a system used by an agency or an owner for organizing and financing design, construction, operations, and maintenance services of the structure. This method describes how the participants are organized to interact, transforming the owner project goals and objectives into finished facility. These are some of the types of project delivery system. So this is design build, construction manager at risk, integrated project delivery system, and public-private partnerships. So next is design bid build. So what is design bid build? Design bid build is a traditional method of project delivery system, and has been the most widely used since ancient times. It is also one with which project owners are most familiar with. DBB is a linear process where one task follows completion of another with no overlap. It commences with an owner selecting an architect to prepare construction documents. Most often, the architect will release these documents either publicly or to any general contractors, or to select pre-qualified groups that are invited to bid what they believe the total cost of the construction will be. This bid is inclusive of various other bids from subcontractors for each specific trade, and the general contractor's fee is generally built in. The majority of the government contracts are required to bid competitively using this method. Contractors bid the project exactly as it is designed, and lowest responsive bidder is awarded the work. The design consultant team is selected separately and reports directly to the owner. A DBB contract is most suited for less complicated projects that are budget sensitive, but not necessarily schedule sensitive or subjected to change. The owner can define and control the design through the architectural consultants. Three primary participants involved in DBB are owner. He defines the project goals and objectives, secures the financing, and specifies the standards and contract laws. The owner may have knowledge about the project, and he perform planning, conceptual design, or full design, or he may hire outside designers for designing the project, and are selected based on a negotiated professional fee. So once the bid documents prepared by design consultants, the prospective contractors prepare their bids from these bid documents, which are prepared by the designers. So bidders submit their proposal to the owner, who determines the most responsive low bid with respect to project requirements. In some cases, owner may select a contractor outright and negotiate contract terms directly. So when to choose DBB? When the project is small or medium budget, ordinary and low complexity, and during low schedule, we can choose DBB. So so this is how the chart looks like. Owner will directly contact with the architect and a builder, and architect they may hire some consultants for designing the project, and builder he may hire subcontractors for some specific works like electrical works or plumbing works. So as I said earlier, there will be no overlap. It's like a finish to start. Once the particular task completes, then the next task will start. So advantages and disadvantages of DBB. Uh, this is a simple process to manage. Owner controls overall design here, lowest bid, and will get maximum competition so that we can choose the best contractors, and known project cost before construction. Since the designers will already uh, make a plan, so that it will be easier for a contractor uh, to know to get the construction cost. so that they can bid the project, so that they can get a profit out of it. So disadvantages, typically long schedules and no contractor input in design or planning. Sometimes owner at risk to contractor for design errors, higher risk of change orders, and owner has to take risk because um, like he has to compromise sometimes with the quality of the construction work, because we choose low bid contractors who doesn't have much experience in it. So project delays, like um, designers failure of design team that directly affects construction cost, and any potential cost increases during the design phase could cause project delays. So next is case study. So here we are making an assumption of the project. So the main scope of this project is to build some residential houses, which is located at Markham, Ontario, Canada. The contractor has to done initial site survey, setting up, leveling, earthwork excavation, soil fill, civil works, plumbing, uh, electrical works. This is the owner's firm. This is the address of the owner's firm, and uh, they approach some designers to make design for this particular project. So the exact concept is uh, Neighborhood Palace. It's a real estate firm. Their job is to construct buildings and apartments and sell it to get a profit. So they bought a piece of land in Markham, and they wanted to build houses over that place. So for designing, they approached STL consultancy services for some negotiable fee. And since they do not have labor force, they has to call for bidding for this project. So the design consultant team has to report directly to the owner. During the preliminary planning stage, owner and designer worked as a team to obtain required permits and conducted necessary site investigations. The designer provided complete architectural and engineering design services and completed construction bid documents. So this is the exact job description, what contractor supposed to do. He has to do site survey, civil works, interior finishes, joineries, structural steel works, miscellaneous works, electrical and plumbing works, etc. So intent of this bid is to obtain an offer to perform work as per the scope of work stated in job description, and a contract will be executed as stipulated price contract in accordance with CCDC 2 contract documents. Here we are following CCDC 2 contract documents, and contractor has to perform work within the time stated in job description, and bid shall be prepared and submitted, and bidding process administered in accordance with these bidding requirements. So invitation to bid, here they mentioned a few things to contractors on where the contractor is supposed to send their bidding to the owner's address, and how they're supposed to send the bidding, and the owner they published this ad in a media as well as in newspaper to get more competitors, more contractors to bid for this project, so that you can choose best one as well as the low bid ones. So in the advertisement, they have mentioned name of the work, period of completion, estimated cost, date and time availability of the bid, due date, name and address of the owner as well as the designer. So they also provided bid form. Here contractor has to fill this bid form. So here they has to mention contractor's information, procurement officer information, project details, scope of the work, base bid information, everything they has to mention here. So once all the contractors submit their bid, owner will do thorough and effective review of the contract specifications at the time of bid meeting and pre-award meetings. And along with these, they also consider contractors who quoted low bid and contractors who are competitive in this field. A contractor who has a relevant experience and details of company information with organization structure and list of manpower. They also look for financial performance of the company, details of quality assurance. Once they are okay with this, with these things, they will award bid to a contractor who qualifies all the points mentioned above. So this is how they hire a contractor in DBB system. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed this presentation. Thank you for listening.